Bart Bromley has Asperger's syndrome, which makes it difficult relating to others socially. He lives with his mother and works at the hotel as a night desk clerk, and installs hidden cameras in a room at the hotel he works. He uses the recordings to overcome his social awkwardness by imitating the guest's speech and mannerisms. One day on his nightly shift, Bart watches Karen, who has recently checked in. After his shift ends, on his way home, he stops buying ice cream and continues to watch Karen from home. Suddenly Bart sees Karen meets a man into her room. They argue, and the man beats her. While this man beats her, Bart notices a gun that falls from Karen's purse. He decides to drive to the hotel to try help Karen. Jack, that works at the hotel, hears noise. He enters Karen's room to check, and discovers Bart seated on the bed. Karen is dead. And Bart takes out the hidden cameras while Jack dials 911, but Bart forgets to take out the storage card of the camera. Day later, Detective Espada questioned Bart about that night. Bart tells the detective that after he left the hotel he bought ice cream and went home. Later he came back because he forgot his wallet at the hotel. But the detective doesn't believe Bart and thinks that he is lying, because if he had not had wallet, how come that he bought ice cream? Later Bart watches the recording of Karen's room again, and he sees that the man she met in her room has a tattoo of a bird on his arm. The next day, Bart is back on work, and his boss reassigns him to work in a new hotel. He starts working, and in his first shift, he meets a woman named Andrea Rivera, that recognizes he has Asperger's syndrome, flirts with him, and checks into a room. He prepares Andrea's room and places cameras in her room. Later, we see Andrea kiss him near the hotel's pool. The following day, Bart buys a new suit, a car, and he also gets new haircut. Bart wants to visit Andrea and drives to her hotel. When he gets there, he finds her having sex with a man that he recognized by his hand tattoo as the man from Karen's room. Later, when Bart returns home, he finds that the police visits there earlier and took all his computer and camera equipment. When Espada asks him about the hard drive, he tells him that he deleted all the recordings before the police arrived. Later, when Espada leaves, Bart managed to retrieve a hidden hard drive that contains a copy of the recording from Karen's room. Bart finds out that the man he saw with Andrea is Karen's husband Nick, which is a detective who had an affair with Andrea and wants her to kill Bart so he cannot expose Nick as the murderer. As Bart watches the cameras he installed in Andrea's room, he sees Nick argue with her and beat her. Bart rushes to Andrea's hotel's room as Nick leaves. He then shows her the hidden cameras. They go to his house, and he shows her the records from Karen's room, letting her see that the killer of Karen is Nick. Andrea is crying and she goes to sleep in Bart's bed. He lies down alongside and falls asleep. The following morning, when Bart wakes up, he finds that Andrea is gone. He noticed that the hard drive on which he had the copy of the recording from Karen's room gone as well, and finds that Andrea has left the gun from Karen's purse on his bed. After taking the hard drive with the recording of Karen's room, Andrea gives it to Nick and they both drive out of town. Later, the police arrive at Bart's house, but they don't find him there. He has left a note for Espada along with the gun and the camera storage cards. When the movie ends, we see Nick and Andrea caught by the police and arrested. Bart is walking at a local mall and practices the conversational speech and body language he has learned by observing his recordings.